Good day, people. I got some very bad news regarding Kacem El Ghazzali. He is hiding from extremist Islamist and the government because of a lawsuit signed against him. I also have a couple of links that you ought to check out in the description. Most important, signed a petition to give Kacem asylum in a secular nation. I will read a very hastily made English translation of the lawsuit signed against him. The original Arabic is in Facebook, that I will link to in the description, that one can read if you have Facebook. Something I do not have at the moment, but if you can and if you understand Arabic, you can read it. Here goes. This is the the lawsuit. It's coming up. To the Honorable Delegate of His Majesty the King, written on November 13th, 2010, in the Court of the First Instance, El Yusufia Department. Complaint against the so-called Kacem El Ghazzali on charges of misleading the international public opinion through France 24 channel, deforming the image of the Honorable Kingdom of Morocco in international media channels through misinformation and lies, and discrediting the religious symbols of the Emirat of His Majesty the Emir of Believers. My name is, Kacem Boujrin, holder of the national ID number 59744. I reside in Ru'at Taqadum 24 at Al Hassani district, City Ahmed El Yusufia department. I feel this complaint against the so-called Kacem El Ghazzali, resident of El Hajjab City department. I accuse him of misleading the international public opinion via the channel France 24, with his clearly erroneous declarations intended to defame the image of the Honorable Moroccan Kingdom by pretending that he was threatened by terrorist factions and that he could not inform the Moroccan authorities of fear of being persecuted for shaking Muslim belief, something that I consider as a scandalous error aiming to hurt the credibility of the Moroccan judiciary system and the Moroccan authorities. He also pretended that he was physically assaulted and could not complain to court for the same reason. Dear Honorable Delegate of His Majesty the King, what I know about Moroccan law is that it disregards religious and ethnic belongings when it handles crime cases regardless of who did it and against whom it was done, and judges the criminal by looking directly into the causes and whereabouts of the crime. The religious belief of the culprit or the victim notwithstanding, why would that person be afraid to present a complaint against those who attacked him, given that the law protects his right to belief and that he is an atheist? What Kacem El Ghazzali declared is part of the, tendentious campaign targeting the Honorable Kingdom of Morocco, organized by its enemies and by factions that use the baton of human rights, freedom of speech, and freedom of belief to subjugate Moroccans using its assets within the kingdom, including Kacem El Ghazzali, who deliberately misled people through an international news channel, and even lied by pretending that he, as an atheist, respected religions, while waging a war against Islam and putting into question the credibility of the religion that is the cornerstone of the Emirat of Believers, ruled by the Emir of Believers, steward of the true path and religion. Concerning the subject, I would like to inform your honor that I've taken several dispositions, like contacting the religious councils of the kingdom to explain the ideas and position of Kacem El Ghazzali directed to shaking the faith of Muslims and bringing down the Emirat of Believers by questioning the trustworthiness of our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, through his blog articles where he goes beyond discussing the topic of Islam scientifically and mocks Allah and his Prophet, peace be upon him. What Kacem El Ghazzali published on Islam trespasses freedom of speech by mockery, sarcasm, vituperation, sorry if I mispronounced that, and defamation of the image of Islam and our fellow Muslims, and even a dangerous and unlawful trespassing aiming to shake Muslim faith and to wage a war against religion and its Muslim followers. The actions of Kacem El Ghazzali are not personal or isolated. They are sponsored by factionless enmity to Morocco, and its territorial unity is notorious. That was proven by a letter I received from a friend of the so-called Kacem El Ghazzali, which is conclusive evidence that the letter targets the honorable Moroccan kingdom by all means on all levels. And since I am a Moroccan citizen who professed his official allegiance to the steward of religion, the Emir of Believers, may Allah be with him, and in order to put into effect my pledge of allegiance, to protect the nation and religion as a legal and national duty, I'm working now on correcting the image of Morocco at the international level. By repairing the damage carried out by Kacem El Ghazzali, I have messaged France 24's channel to expose the lies and slander of the suspect. I'm also working on missing part. Okay, it's not there. The Honorable Kingdom of Morocco. We live with dignity, respected among our fellow countrymen, both ordinary citizens and officials, and justice intervenes in case of disagreement. Because we live in a state of law and justice, and the Moroccan constitution guarantees freedom of speech, belief, and difference. I'm contacting national and international news networks to reveal the falsifications in the declarations of the suspect and those who support him, to defend the reputation of the kingdom on the same level on which our enemies fight us. The world knows that I declare my political positions publicly in Morocco. From a specific town that I am a fundamentalist Muslim Zionist. Funny thing that. And despite the pejorative connotations that Zionism implies, we live in peace and security in the kingdom. Not in a country that beheads people like Iran. It's a good and ideal image that Kacem El Ghazzali sought to distort in order to achieve the objectives of forging organizations, pretending that Morocco persecutes atheists for shaking Muslim faith, which is not true, because atheists were organized since the 60s or the 20th century in atheist parties, organizations, and associations. Morocco never accused any of them for their atheism, because according to Moroccan law, atheism is a belief and it protects freedom of belief as stipulated in the Constitution of the Moroccan Kingdom. Bullshit. Let's move on. Dear Honorable Delegate of His Majesty the King, my case with the so-called Kacem El Ghazzali is not personal. It's part of my fight on all levels, and which all legal and democratic means granted by Morocco and international law against my organization, institution, or faction and its assets hostile to Morocco within the boundaries of this country, based on my national duty. This is why this case is but an element in my campaign of defense, which I have been leading for a long time, by virtue of the support and respect conferred to us in political, associative, and organizational international milieus, okay, whatever, supportive of the kingdom to protect the good and exceptional notoriety of His Majesty Morocco. Dear Honorable Delegate of His Majesty the King, every person is responsible for his/her actions, behavior, and speech before law, which applies to everyone, be it lay people or officials. The so-called Kacem El Ghazzali is a Moroccan citizen and is not above law. He is responsible before law for any declaration, behavior, or such. Henceforth, I present the lawsuits so that an investigation and a deep research be conducted in this national case to unveil the truth behind the faction supporting Kacem El Ghazzali, aiming to defame the image of the Kingdom of Morocco, the Moroccan judiciary system, and the principle of the Emirat of Believers, under the guidance of the Emir of Believers. May Allah be with him, and in order to distort the image of Morocco within and outside the country through lies and slander and mocking us Moroccans who are unified under the eternal emblem of the kingdom. Allah, the nation, the king. May your honor live long to serve and protect the Emirat of Believers, servant of the glorious Alawite throne and the Emirates of Believer, and faithful worshippers of Allah. I just want to say I'm sorry for when I read aloud I can mispronounce many words. Hello everyone. This is then the letter Kacem sent to the SEM before he went around hiding and before the lawsuit was filed. Hello, madam. My name is Kacem El Ghazzali. I'm a student, an atheist activist, and a Moroccan blogger. I am passionate about the promotion of justice, freedom, and equality, and the fundamentals of reason among Arab and Muslim youth. In order to counter Islamic extremism, I have published numerous articles in both Arabic and English on the internet, and in some Moroccan newspapers. I'm the founder of a youth movement called the Separation of Religion and Education, and the abolition of the teachings of Islamic education in Moroccan public schools, often run by Islamic extremists. I am also active in many international organizations, such as the Consortium of Secular Students, currently serve as an advisor to the Moroccan Bloggers Association, and I'm the leading member of the Moroccan Center for Human Rights. Recently, I started receiving a large number of death threats by some Muslims. One was more frightening than anything I have received in the past. The threat came to me via Facebook and a private message, and the author, who who had an enormous profile on Facebook and a Middle Eastern name, promised to slaughter me like a sheep in the city of Al-Hajib in Morocco, where I often got to meet with my friends. Then someone created a Facebook group and published non-authorized copies of my pictures and phone number, and called on fellow Muslims to kill me because I'm an apostate and an enemy of Islam. What's most distressing is that at my high school, a teacher of Islamic education announced one day that the person who drew the offensive cartoons about the Prophet Muhammad was not living in Denmark, nor was he Danish. He told students that he knew who that was, and then opened his laptop, showing them my blog and some of my writings and videos. He informed them that I was not a Muslim, and since I was a kafir, non-Muslim, and an apostate, and since the Islamic Sharia law punishes the apostates by death, I therefore rightfully deserve to be killed. And amidst these bad circumstances, Channel France 24 aired an online interview conducted with me at an earlier time, former Muslim atheist bloggers. The video had more than 30,000 views in less than 24 hours of its release, and several of the jihadist sites published and called on the public to kill me. After the broadcast, I received even more death threats through my blog and my Facebook, as well as nasty comments calling for my death at my school. The principal joined with an Islamic education teacher in inciting a hate campaign against me. They claimed that I was being paid and financed by outside forces that want to brainwash the brains of the Moroccan Muslim youth. The Islamic education teacher performed the same ritual described above to all his classes on a daily basis. And the principal went from class to class instructing students not to talk to me, and threatened to sue anyone who disobeyed his orders to shun me. He claimed that I was paid and financed by the outside forces that want to brainwash the brains of Moroccan Muslim youth. When I showed up to school, most of the students shunned me. I was verbally abused and insulted, physically abused and beaten, and some students threw stones at me, and I was trying to escape and go home. The taxi drivers refused to give me a ride, and coffee shop owners would not serve me, and I'm basically ambushed wherever I got medical certificate attached. Wherever I go, medical certificate attached. After the attack, the school fired me, and people everywhere want to do me bad things, and some of them call for killing me. I'm currently secluded in my home, and I'm too scared to go out. Please help me stay alive by allowing me to come to your country, where I can live and write in peace without being abused. Respectfully, Kacem El Ghazzali. So people, check the links below, and don't forget to sign the petition. Show all the support you can show Kacem, and I mean all the support. This is very important. If we work together, we can make a difference. So, I just wanted to inform you and update some news regarding Kacem to my viewers. I've talked with him a little bit, chatted with him a little bit. Amazing guy, I have to say. So, we have to work together. And I trust and I hope that you, my viewers, subscribers, and friends here, will help. Thank you, and all love and respect from me.